Zeke Black is in the building. Shout out to everybody that's been checking out the latest content. I'm putting a lot of content out lately. Just different flavors for the people. Some documentaries, some street, some old school, some, you know what I'm saying? And it's just for the people, man. It's just, you know what I'm saying? We can't stick on this one agenda because there's a bigger world than one agenda. But I like to congratulate myself because of my morning job. I got a nice raise. And just like I told wifey, I didn't even see the raise coming. So it just happens to be that it's weird. They called me in the office and I thought I did something wrong. And they told me how congratulations, we gave you a raise. So it's just being consistent and coming to work every day and just doing what you need to be doing, just doing the job that you need to be doing, and eventually you will be compensated for your hard work. Because for all those that don't know, I got two jobs. So it makes me feel good, you know what I'm saying? That I've come to a whole other state and I'm still able to win. So a winner's gonna win no matter where you go. I could go to Mars and still win because that's what winners do. We will achieve the one goal of winning. That's the East Harlem way. That's the Harlem way. That's the Brooklyn way. If you don't learn nothing else in New York City, you learn how to survive. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? It takes a little sacrifice. You can't buy the Gucci's. You can't buy the Louis. You can't buy the Fendi jackets and all that. But you can just do what you need to do to win. Wow. Um, Talking about last night, watching the BET Awards. It was crazy. It was deep. It was a lot of information, man. And the one thing we didn't figure out about the BET Awards that they were sort of celebrating the Pride Month. I guess it's Pride Month, Pride Week, whatever it is. And they implemented that a little bit in the program. Shout out to Queen Latifah. Shout out to the Queen, man. Shout out to Queen Latifah for her award. You know what I'm saying? Lifetime achievement. She's definitely over the years have done hip hop. And for those that's not from New York City, I give her credit. And when she first came out, she was known to hang out in the village at these alternative clubs. So that's always been out there. It's just that the world didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But she was still our queen. We talking about ladies first. We talking about, you know, UNITY. We talking about, Queen Latifah made moves in this hip hop industry. She brought a lot of rappers, like rest in peace Apache. She pushed a lot of MCs that came out to be great. Shout out to Queen Latifah, you know what I'm saying? So she definitely played a large part of this culture. And the homeland for this culture is actually the village. For those that do not understand what I'm talking about, the homeland of hip hop, when it crossed over, was the village. And what it has to do with Pride is Pride had other things going on, the organization and companies, and hip hop was a moneymaker. Does that mean that hip hop is a part of Pride? No. But hip hop was a money generator for their cause, which is like the number one winner right now in America, other than Black Lives Matter, and many other causes, you know what I'm saying? If y'all didn't pay attention, they played a song yesterday, and me and wife, because she don't like Bambaataa, so I gotta say Zulu Nation, because she doesn't like Bam. But they played the beat, Planet Rock, the City Girls. And most likely the BET Awards is in over 100 markets. That means over 100 markets, they played Planet Rock. So that means if Bambaataa owns that music, he got a check. Bambaataa may have got a check for who knows because it's on national TV. It's through Viacom. Viacom is a company, if y'all don't know, that owns CBS. Bam might have got a quick $500,000, $200,000, or close to $1 million yesterday. But they're gonna rerun this show, and they're gonna rerun this show, and they're gonna rerun this show. So bam, that's easy money for Zulu Nation. Soul Sonic Force. Shout out to the Soul Sonic Force. That's why it's so important of ownership. Owning the music that you have, the product that you have. So you're thinking that Jay-Z be bugging out when he's suing people for trying to use his music, use his photos. The man's not stupid. Who'd have thought 30 years later that you walk into a Walmart or even a Target and you will hear Planet Rock or you will hear Tina Marie. So the people that's owning this music, they're getting checks. You know what I'm saying? It's important. There's a big difference between being silly and being professional. So shout out to Zulu Nation, Soul Sonic Force. They did it. They're showing you. Listen. The power that be, no matter what you say about somebody, they play Soul Sonic Force on national TV. BET is owned by Viacom. Viacom owns CBS. I believe they own VH1, and I believe they own MTV. These are major media outlets. You know what I'm saying? Understanding business. The more that you guys will understand business, the more that you guys will win. So what does this all have to do with it? Well, Pride, the organization that came to become Pride, was the first organization that adopted hip hop, that pushed it in their clubs downtown. Then it was also the organizations that started helping pushing those documentaries, which led to Beat Street, which led to Harry Belafonte and investing in Beat Street. Produced by Stan Latham. For those that don't know who Stan Latham is, he is Sinai Latham's father. He also did Def Comedy Jam. He was a part of he's been a part of a lot of projects. Stan Latham. A lot of you guys that don't know, he's African American. These were the guys that was on the scene in the 80s and 90s, just like Spike Lee was, and that Dickinson kid, and the guy who also made that movie, Straight Outta Brooklyn. If you remember that one. What's up, what's up, what's up? Exactly. You already know Chicago finance. It's a fact, bro. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. There's nothing wrong with trying to do the right thing consistently. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Dream Chaser was popping. Salute. This is what it's about, being consistent, being on your grind, having a goal other than a car payment or a chain. You know what I'm saying? There's other goals in life. Sometimes you have to sacrifice 2-3 summers to reach your goals. There's nothing wrong with that, but you stay on top of your grind. You don't put yourself, like my cousin always tell me, work smarter, not harder. I'm not putting myself in no more situations where I'm working harder and not smarter. And that's what I got from my cousin, man. My OG cousin, Passion. That's one thing he told me in life. Don't work. You're working harder, but it's not smarter because you're not getting the money. You're not getting paid for what you're putting in. So you have to find something where you're working smarter, you're getting paid like you're working harder. That's the power in life. You understand what I'm saying? So now it goes back to what I said about understanding business. A lot of us don't understand business because people are dressed like us to be businessmen. So they don't educate us on owning your rights or owning something that you do. There's nothing wrong with having a narrative that's positive. There's nothing wrong with that. It's educational. Now, what does the BET Awards Pride? You're all in one. Hip hop economically helped the Pride movement. They was a part of helping the Pride movement reaches millions. They wasn't getting donations from across the world. They had to create their millions, and they created through a portion of hip hop, rock and roll, and other businesses. You know what I'm saying? They put these politicians in place. When they put the politicians in place, they was able to change laws, switch some rules around, and then they started to become smart, just like anybody else, and putting CEOs in place. It took years of discrimination, you know what I'm saying? It took a lot of years of discrimination, but they started putting CEOs in place. They started to put, you know what I'm saying, people in right positions, and now they got the power. So now you gotta understand that nobody hears you unless you're in the right position. That's just how life goes. Nobody cares, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy to see that something that we danced to, something that we rock to, which is Planet Rock. Who would have thought that we were seeing that on the BET Awards, them playing that song? When y'all seen the video Planet Rock, they had Indian heads. Rest in peace, Cowboy. Rest in peace, Cowboy. Now it goes back to what K Slay been doing. Shout out to DJ K Slay. Y'all got to check this out. He got the ill song out. He got this ill music. He has like 100 MCs. Raekwon, Coke LaRock, like one of the first MCs. He got everybody on the track. And that's dope for the culture, because that's what hip-hop was about, showing old school, new school. It's not about, that's what hip-hop was. What made some dudes rap was Coke LaRock. What made some dudes rap was Melly Mel. What made some dudes rap was DJ Hollywood. And the list goes on. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that knows any Cowboy kids, I know that's historical to see that. You're watching national TV, the award show, they're playing a song that my father was on. No. Cowboy wasn't with the Soul Sonic Force. He was with Melly Mel and them. My bad. But the message, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My bad, my bad. Cowboy was with the message, you know what I'm saying? But that song blew up because of Puff. Puff took that, remixed that, and made it super worldwide, even though that's a worldwide track already. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. So it's just recognizing, man. It's just recognizing in the power in something. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop is a powerful genre. It's just who we're seeing control hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I seen something that was different, but you know it's not different. This is the way of the world now. And if you it's up to you to look at it or turn your face. But this is the way of the world now. 30 years ago, you couldn't see, you wasn't gonna watch two men kiss on TV. That was taboo. Now, that's independence. You know what I'm saying? That's what you call independence. So we have to wake up to this. We're in 2021. It's either respected or rejected, but that's your personal opinion. You don't have to push your personal opinion on anyone because that's how you feel, and that's just how this game goes. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell dudes, even when I speak about Rich Porter, some of you dudes don't know Rich Porter not to like him, right? What you know about what this guy says, right? But a dead man can't tell his side of the story. So, yeah, he did this, he did that. I'm the victim in the situation, so that's why I did that. We get it, right? But I want to ask y'all a question, party people. I want to ask y'all something. Did anybody take the time out to go, he didn't have to mention he murdered Rich Porter on that K-Slade mixtape because K-Slade never asked him that. The only thing K-Slade said was, what's the one thing that you regret doing? Nobody told him to talk about Rich Porter. Nobody told him to bring up Rich. So he did that. So he did cloud chasing before. Y'all thought what cloud chasing was because he knew that's what the world wanted to know. Because he said he killed Rich Porter, that's why that nigga's still relevant to this day. Nobody gave a fuck about poetry. He said he killed Rich. Okay, he killed Rich, and they made the movies, the documentaries, and they reinvented him. He doesn't mention that. He doesn't mention he killed Rich Porter. Nobody gives a fuck about you, Poe, and you know that. That's why I regret killing Rich, and you came up with this magnificent lie that you was the victim. The fuck out of here. That's what I mean, man. About narratives. You talking about all the things he did in his life, he had to bring Rich Porter up. That he murdered Rich. It wasn't like K-Slade said, yo, you killed Rich Porter. Why they keep saying you killed Rich Porter? He brought that up. For what? Because he knew that would make him relevant. So the true king of Harlem, and no matter how much Dame Dash had to clean that up at the end, I'm the king of Harlem. No, Rich Porter was the king of Harlem. He will remain the king. Now for all the niggas that don't like Rich Porter because of any situation, deal with that. Poe didn't have to bring up Rich Porter in that interview. It just would have been our Poe home or Poe home. You see, because he knew nobody cared about Wayne Perry. He ain't from New York. So I gotta give some. This is my $1 million move. You can't make Pay Them Full without this nigga saying he killed Rich. So come on, man. Somebody please tell me something different. Out of all the shit he been in his life, all the $1 million a day this nigga made, he has to mention Rich? That he killed him? Nobody know his. He's in Fed magazine. So now he becomes relevant. Exactly. Nobody cared. You knew what you was doing, bro, and that's why you did it. So listen is what he says. Dream chaser, big facts. He even said if he was the one that murdered, would have that murdered, what people would have cared about me. My nigga, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You say you killed Rich, and that's been the story for years that you denied it. Then you get on. You knew nobody cared about Wayne Perry. You saying you telling on Wayne Perry was like, okay, the down south. That's a down south thing. But you said you killed Rich. They made Pay Them Full. The game is over. Fed magazine. What else came out of this? What else came out of this? Millions of dollars was made because you still said you killed Rich. But all that came out of that for Rich Porter was a bunch of slander. A bunch of disdain and slander. He's a thief, he's a robber, he's a crook. Yo, he just said, the streets is dirty, bro. You know what I'm saying? The streets, she probably was popping. The streets is a dirty game, man. Who said the streets is fair? The streets ain't fair. But how do you turn from being King Rat to you're the victim, bro? You're not even my bro. Like, how do you become the victim? Because you saying this guy robbed you, so you murdered him. Nobody asked you that. You could have kept that to yourself. You could have kept that privately. The family ain't blow it up. Of course the family knew that, the Rich Porter situation. You think they did that? They didn't know that you admitted you killed them? They just kept it quiet. They had to play stupid, bro. Because they wasn't putting it in the street. They wasn't throwing it out there like, yeah, Poe killed my brother. They didn't want you to get no fame off of that. And that was crushing your heart. That was crushing you. Yo, nobody knows I killed Rich. They keep saying I work for A. Nobody's talking that I killed Rich. So you put it out there. That's all that interview was about, was you saying that you killed Rich. It's kind of a corny. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, watch these narratives, man. Individuals don't be thinking before they do what they do. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Dudes don't be thinking. Dudes just run their mouth. Dudes come up with these calculated conversations. You know, shout out to my man AK. Shout out to my man AK. Shout out to my man Smitty Brim. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, my man J.E. Moneybags. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean about the narrative. We're not changing that. Shout out to Wash Your Jacket. We actually broke the code for y'all. Y'all don't get it. Bam. Zulu Nation made over $1 million yesterday. They're going to make more money because BET is in major markets. They played his song. If he owned that Beat Planet Rock, it's a wrap. That's it. I'm not changing the topic. That's just what it is. More of the story is, if Al Poe doesn't say he killed Rich, there's no money made. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? Nobody cares about you, Poe. Your story would have been, yo, Al Poe told him no DC catch. No, he killed Rich. Oh, so now the conversation changes, bro. This is what these dudes do. I know how to dead beefs now with you dudes. I forget. I apologize for my bad. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You have to get rid of dudes, man. Because you can't sit here and tell me that. You can't sit here and tell me that he had to mention Rich Porter in that Case Lay interview. He didn't say anything. I regret killing Demencio. I regret doing this and doing. You knew it was a clout chase. So now the world know. Now the family got to play stupid to the streets. Like, yo, we surprised. They knew you did that. They just wasn't making you popular, dogs. They wasn't making you popular. They wasn't making you popular. That was hurting your heart. Yo, they said you could work for A. Nobody was saying, yo, I heard you killed Rich. That was hurting you, so you had to blow that up. You had to blow that up, dogs. You had to blow it up. You had to blow it up. Nobody was saying, yo, we heard you killed Rich. The family kept it tight, personal. They wasn't gonna let you get famous off of that. They held that so tight that just snake ass had to say it, bro. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason why he probably reached it. Hey, yo, I'm gonna tell the truth and all the truth, everything that I want to know. He probably told Kay, like, yo, I'm gonna say I killed Rich. I don't know. That right there's an opinion. But that's the one point that got that nigga sticking out right now. He killed Rich Porter, man. So yo, watch these niggas that be talking, man. He asked him. Kay Slay didn't even ask nigga this. He didn't ask him. What did Kay Slay say? Yo, did you kill Rich? He asked that question. He threw it out there. You can't play the fool unless you then you put together these scenes that you killed Rich. You come up from jail and y'all make a funny video where you're showing somebody that, yo, this is where I shot him at, this is where he died. Let that man rest in peace, man. Let Rich Porter fucking rest in peace, man. Let that man so now all of a sudden Rich Porter went from being a decent nigga in the Harlem to the worst in the world. Let that man rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, Rich Porter. For all you dudes that sat here and said all you had to say about Rich, Al Poe never had to say he murdered the man. Let him rest in peace, man. Let that man rest, man. All the slander that man gets, his family got to hey, yo, but he robbed him. He deserved to die. No, he didn't. Part of the game, man. It's what came with the game, man. Shout out to Kevin Charles for recognizing that coward behavior, man. He ain't got to say it. Them dudes is cowards, man. That's what cowards do, coward behavior. Nobody asked him to admit that he killed Rich Porter. Who? Nobody was bothering him. Please, tell me who was bothering him. Who was bothering him? He's sitting in the feds in PC. They treating him the way he should be treated. You a rat, you soft, you this, that, and the third. Why would he come out the closet and say, yo, I killed Rich. I regret doing that. That one, he regret killing Rich is why he's still relevant to this day. That's that new crack, CT Finest. Can't tell me that. He was clout chasing before clout chasing was clout chasing. You feel me? Know what I'm saying? He admits he sits down and admit he killed Rich Porter. Can't tell me that wasn't clout chasing, dogs. You can't tell me it wasn't clout chasing, man. For those that want to donate to the channel, y'all can if you want. No, you know what I'm saying? Clout is a dangerous drug, bro. Out of all his experiences, he didn't have to mention the Rich shit. But the family wasn't talking about it. So now the family, they got to play stupid. Because people coming to them like, yo, y'all knew Poe killed him? Y'all had the police. So now they playing dumb, like, what is he talking about? And they got to make these DVDs, and they got to, they have to, and it's crazy because they're revisiting the deaths. You got them going to City Island doing these videos because now they have to, we don't look like a grimy family that we didn't stress the issue. We didn't throw the rumor out there because they didn't want you to get no more fame, bro. And that's exactly what you did. You still wanted fame for Rich. Rich is still your boss. He's still your boss, dogs. He's still your boss. You can't shake your boss. Because of Rich, you still get money. Because of Rich, you still got fame. Why don't you create your own story like I was trying to create for you? Create your own story. Your own story isn't as live as saying you killed Rich. Sucking niggas, man. So for all you individuals that's journalists, pay attention to that. Ask him that. Yo, out of all he asked you, why you said you killed Rich? Create your own story. What's your story? Let's stop living off of Rich Porter. Let's stop living off of Rich. Let's stop living off of LA. Rest in peace, LA. Let's stop living off of those names. Create your own story. What's your story? I rode bikes on the east side. That's all you did. Give a couple of good dudes packs. Create your own story. With that being said, hip hop, pride, they're all connected. If you don't respect it, then reject it. But you can't make people what Puff said about something being fearless, that's Puff's opinion. Can't get mad at him for that. He Puff's enough to be sweet because he said Duke is fearless. You know why Puff is probably saying that? Because you couldn't do that 30 years ago and not get shunned. Who knows why he said that? But maybe that's the reason why he said that. With that being said, my lunch break is almost, it's that mixtape lunch break. You know how that go. Had to give it, I had to touch on that. I got the content, check the content out, check the videos out. We on real time, man. Listen, if I don't care how the story get remixed in life, before I go, if you got punched in the mouth, and somebody say you got punched, that's it. Don't argue why you got punched in the mouth. Make a long story about how it happened. If you got punched in the face, you got punched in the face. Street Disciple, it ain't that he's talking about Rich. He's living off that legacy. That legacy. Once he mentioned him, they made movies and DVDs. He don't have to talk about Rich. But that's what kept him relevant. You know what I'm saying? Don't say that's what kept him relevant. You can't talk about Poe without talking about Rich. You see nobody talking about them niggas, nobody talking about Kevin Clark. Nobody cared about Rich. Nobody cared about AZ getting shot in the head and them by Kevin Clark and the man Ron doing them. So that's what it is, Street Disciple. He doesn't have to talk about it because he's benefited off the name. Create your own story. Come out here and go, I'm from the east side of Harlem. Do that. But then until you do that, you're still attached to Rich A. Mob Style. Uptown Glue. You're still attached to these stories, bro. You're still attached to that story. Create your own story. Yo, get a video camera, walk around East River, that's where I'm from. Yo, boom, that's what I was doing. The story's not that interesting, you hear me? It's not a powerful story. So now you're just gonna fall back and still live up. Because even if he does a story or a documentary, he still have to go into Rich and A. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not, if he doesn't mention he killed Rich Porter, then he's just output from the east side. You know what I'm saying? I was getting money. I told him a bunch of DC cats. You killed, because that's been the story since Rich Porter died, who killed him. So that's a trendy thing, a trendy conversation. With that being said, let's stop being fans. Let's stop being fans. Let's start dealing with reality. No more excuses. This is how your kid's gonna be great. Let's stop having excuses. Use common sense. You know what I'm saying? Common sense is a free thing. Shout out to East Harlem, Hilltop, Lexington Avenue. Shout out to all those that got common sense in the building. Hip hop, pride, BET, shout out to the Queen Latifah. She actually signed my homegirl to a record deal. You know what I'm saying? It was called Bigger Sister. They was on the Flavor Unit's first album. Shout out to everything in Newark, New Jersey. For those that don't know where Queen Latifah's from, she's from Righteousness areas, the God Bodies, Black Panthers, the Nubians, all that was in, you know what I'm saying? Y'all might only know about Jersey, about the homies and all this other stuff and the carjackers, but there was a lot of righteousness out there, a lot of Muslims. Shout out to my man Yusuf. He got ties to Jersey City and Newark and all that, and Philly, you know what I'm saying? From our block, my man Yusuf from Park Ave. Exactly. Shout, peace to the gods, and that's a fact. He did Clout Chasing 101 before Clout, and that's what kept him relevant to the point when he got out. Now you in position. With that being said, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, shout out to wifey, her son, Scoop Doggy Dog, my daughter, my son graduated yesterday. Definitely shout out to Hilltop, Lexington Avenue, 99 from Lex, Twins from Wash, the HCS crew from Wash. Rest in peace, Ant White. Rest in peace, Kara. Rest in peace, Davo. You know what I'm saying? East Harlem finest, man. I'm first. My man. Shout out to the Dead End Kids and all that, Carver Mob and all that. You know what I'm saying? We here, party people. Real niggas do real things.